All right. Check 1 2, check 1 2. I think the sound is going and everything else looks good. May have to resize myself here later though, but I think we'll be fine. I really just need to make a separate scene for Mahjong if I'm gonna be doing this often. But anyway, hello everyone. It is Friday evening where I am right now. Welcome to the ever so infrequent Mahjong stream. Welcome on talk to the stream. And yeah, thank you for coming. Today is Friday. I hope you've had a okay week so far, or a good week so far. If anything's bad happened, well, maybe we can alleviate some of that bad energy with some Mahjong. So, yeah. Actually, today I just found out. So see this thing called Battle of Asura. Let me move myself. See this thing called Battle of Asura. This is a different mode than the usual Mahjong, and I think I tried this like maybe once the last time it was up. So when we make our free room, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because it looks fun. But just as a warm-up though, before we do that and see who we have, I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start this Battle of Asura so you guys can see how this works, and I can also figure out how it works as I play through it. It's been maybe a month or two since they did this, since they had this mode up, and I don't remember it quite well. So I'm gonna do some warm-up matches, wait for people to come in, and then we'll see who we have. But yeah. If we don't have enough people to play, I'll just keep doing like this mode or ranked matches. But I really want to play with you guys if we have enough people. We need at least 3 people to do this. Otherwise, if we do a 3-player with 2 people, me included, I don't know. With an AI doesn't seem as good. We need 3. Okay, so Battle of Asura seems to be like 4 players. So let's take a look at what this is, actually. Now, I could read the rules, but it's probably better just to go through it. But yeah, hopefully you guys have had a good week so far, or a good weekend coming up also. It has been unusually warm the past few days, so afternoon nap, I keep zonking out, like after lunch. It's bad. Okay, please choose 3 tiles in hand to exchange. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 3 tiles I don't really want. These tiles are probably not going to help us. They do say recommended, and I am actually not gonna go with a recommendation. I'm gonna pick this 8 tile. Okay, so we swap it with a person across of us. Hey, American Bison, welcome to the stream. We're trying a new Mahjong mode right now, and it's kind of interesting. Barbecue for lunch, nice. What cuts of barbecue, by the way? I myself like brisket and also the beef ribs. Pulled pork is also pretty good, as well as pork ribs. Anything with ribs, it just seems to be like really, really good in general. Okay, I'm not sure. So far we've traded 3 tiles, and it's been normal Mahjong so far. If I remember right though, there's gonna be a twist as far as how winning goes. We'll get to that when we get to that. Ribs, beef ribs, I hope. Beef ribs are good. I've had some ridiculously huge beef ribs before, with little bit beans to go along with it. Nice, very nice. Gotta get your veggies while you eat the barbecue. It helps with digestion. It really does help with digestion, and if you don't get those veggies, you can't eat more meat. That is the irony of eating meat and veggies. Okay, so nothing too interesting so far with everyone's discard from what I can tell. I'm just gonna go for pawns as we keep doing this. It's going to be a little bit easier at least for me to complete my hands this way. Tanyao, 3 of a kind of everything. I think that's my best course of action here. It's usually my favorite type of hand to make anyway. Why are you doing that? Those are south and north. There's no reason for you to be going for those tiles. Okay, well thank you for dropping by, American Bison. Yeah, I'm not sure what this person across from me is doing. Okay, so normally when you finish, when you win a hand, the round ends. But this round has not ended yet. I think there are going to be multiple winners in this game. And the thing is, they don't know what my hand is yet. So they don't know what other tiles are out in the game. So that, I guess that's the complexity. You trade tiles you don't want, and then people keep winning, and you don't know what tiles you can and cannot go for. I think that's how this works. Now, I specifically was hoping to get a 4-mon earlier. Okay, 2 people have won. Game is not over yet, though. I guess we're waiting for 1 more winner. I'm guessing we need 3 winners for this game before we are able to go to the next round. This is going to be brutal for whoever loses. Imagine being the one person who deals into everyone's hand. That is terrible. So the 2 people who have won are out of the game now. They don't draw any tiles as expected. But these 2 are playing 2-player Mahjong. Ooh. Oof. Let's count up all the tiles. 700 for me. Just a 2 Yaku for this guy. Yeah, I didn't think there was too much interesting going on with that hand. Neither this hand, actually, but I guess we're just trying to finish as fast as possible in this round. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep the dragons. I'm not gonna take your recommendation. I will, however, get rid of these bamboos, because they don't serve me right now. I'm kind of tempted to actually get rid of this 4 also, so let's get rid of those. Oh! Okay, so I guess the trading is dictated by however the game wants it. It's not just any one set of trading. Okay, well, as far as this hand is concerned, as long as I can get the east wind, everything else should be fine. It's gonna be a little bit difficult though. I kind of want to keep the dragons as much as possible, but I don't know how easy that's going to be. Well, okay, so we got our main tile. Let's go ahead and get rid of the south. I don't think we're gonna need that anymore. I would like to keep the south also, but I think it's more prudent this early in the game to get rid of it and not bank on trying to get a set of south tiles. Now I'm probably gonna kick myself 8 draws in, but you know, that's just kind of how it goes. You gotta make your decision, some of your decisions earlier than not. Like, I'm about to discard these 2. I'm about to discard these 2 dragon tiles because it doesn't seem like it's gonna come out, and it's getting the closer we get to the middle of the game, the more dangerous it is to hang on to this. So let's go and get rid of one of them. Yep, I knew it. Someone was gonna want it, so it's better to get rid of it sooner than later. Let's get rid of this one. Now I know for sure no one's gonna go for this, for the west tile, so I'm not going to worry about that one. Discarding it until later. I will, however, discard the white dragon now, because there's already 2 out and it's useless to hold on to that. But I'm holding on to these honor tiles though as a insurance, if that makes any sense to me. It makes sense to me, but I don't know. Holy crap, this person's gonna be very, very dangerous if they have more honor tiles or end tiles, but that should not be possible because I have the 9s here. So that shouldn't be possible as far as terminals, the 9s and the 1s. See, I see 1 mon out. 1 so is also out. I think 1 pin is also going to be out. My hand is going to... Gosh darn it. My hand's going to be fairly cheap. Am I in Fury 10? That's no good. I am in Fury 10. That's no good. If I can get rid of this 8, I think I'll have a better chance at this. But yeah, I don't have... I'm not even in Tenpai right now. No, I'm in Tenpai right now. So if we stay in Tenpai, you're doing a Riichi at this late stage in the game. Why? There's no reason to call Riichi. You're just going to lose that. Okay, that's a painful one. Okay, it's just you and me, whoever you are. Okay, 1 mon out as expected. Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, who was holding my 9 pin? I mean, for me to be run by 2 people, that hurts. Okay, you were holding my 9 pin. That's where it went. So even if I want, no, there was no way I could use that. No, 0 ways. Okay, well, I'm gonna get rid of this 7. Let's get rid of the 2 here and the 2 here. I think that's the recommendeds are good for now. At least the recommended seem to be on point. Let's get rid of this 9. My good lord, that was painful. Okay, I'm gonna skip that for now, the chi. So we have the 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. White dragon get. Can get rid of the 7. If we can get a 3, 6, or another 4 bamboo, then we're good to go as far as making a hand. Though I did get rid of that possibility just now. I'm fine with that. I kind of want to see if I can make this more expensive by making as many pawns as possible. Though it seems like the game might have me go for a 1 or 4. 4 mon on... Yeah, 1 or 4 mon, the game is probably gonna have me go for one of those. Otherwise, I go into Fury 10, and that's no good for me. Now, it's kind of difficult to actually keep this in mind when you're playing for real. Like, what would constitute as Fury 10 in the heat of the moment. So I'm just gonna take that tile and get some points back. Probably not. It's definitely not the best hand to get. If I had a choice there, I would have gotten rid of the 4 mon and hopefully gotten a pawn of 2 or 3 mon or the 3 pin. But in Asura mode, seems like it's kind of encouraged to go fast and be a little bit sneaky as far as what your hand is. Well, you're always going to be sneaky with regardless what your hand is. And if you're playing East only, yeah, you kind of want to go fast, but you're playing against 3 people who are trying to win before you. And you don't know who has what tiles. Which is the toughest part of this game mode. So you might be holding on to some possible wins, but it never materializes because people are holding tiles that you don't have, that you can't get. Yeah. Okay, well, cheapy from me. Cheap from that person too. Super cheap. Really? That's only worth 1,000? Okay, well, you are correct where we do want to get rid of these, but I want to get rid of these 2 more, as well as the 1 bamboo over here. I am gonna hope for a... Oh, are you serious? Okay, that's no good. Okay, well, we are gonna go double Ricci. Hey Tankman, welcome to the stream. It is not solitaire. Far from it. Far from solitaire. This is more or less gambling, except got no cash, so, and I'm out of alcohol at the moment, so there's no drinking game involved unless you want to do that. But not solitaire. Definitely not solitaire. Okay. Yep, you tried. You tried. Yeah, get your beer soon. Yeah, I think I think I used up the last of my cider on some cooking the last week or 2, so I'm out of cider, and I don't really feel like I need to replenish my alcohol anytime soon. Epic music though. Epic music. I'm gonna skip that. I don't wanna hold on to it. She could probably get rid of this 7. But it was a good thing that I didn't chi that just yet. Okay, let's get rid of this. We're 40-10 on what? 2 and 5. Oh, 40-10 because of the 5. Well, that doesn't help me one bit, does it? Okay, let's go ahead and... Gosh darn it. If I can chi a 5 from someone, I can probably do something else here. Oh, that hurts. That hurts quite a bit. Okay, we're back in the running. We're back in the running. I'm not Yep. Listen to Tankman. He knows what's up. Well, it's a good thing we're not betting anything here except for sanity. Sanity and whether or not we can actually win this hand. Though once in a while I do a drinking game with this, and depending on how badly you lose, you might drink yourself under, which is probably not the best thing to do. Okay, I don't want this one. I don't know, amoebas don't have any cash to, what do you call this, to bet with. They probably have some ATP to bet with, if that's what they use. I don't remember if they use ATP or not. Ron! Okay, how much is that? Please tell me it's at least a Mongun. Am I last? I don't want to be last. It's a not the Mongun. Fathom. I'm glad I didn't get hit by that one. 7-7. I'll take it. The fidget spinners? Ah, nice. I tried one of those things. They're kind of fun. Alright, so that's the overview of Asura mode. I think it's pretty fun. We do need... before we make a room, though, for people to join in, I need to know how many people want to join into this game. If you don't know Mahjong and would like to try playing Mahjong, feel free to join. This is called Mahjong Soul. It's available both on mobile as well as browser. And if you want to play Mahjong, go ahead and let me know in chat. Otherwise, I'll probably do another round. And let's see. Yeah, I'll probably do another round if we don't have at least 2 people that say they want to join in. Because really, I want to play with you guys. I want to play with you guys just to chill, basically. Though they aren't fidget spinners, with fidget toys, popping bubbles from a pack. Oh no, well okay, I've seen those. I've seen the spinners. I've also seen the little cube thing with a joystick, and there's stuff around the joystick. They're more satisfying because they never actually pop. Is that really more satisfying? Because I thought the what do you call this? The reason you would pop like the bubble wrap is because they do pop. If they don't pop, it just gets more and more frustrating to pop. Unless that's a form of stress relief. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. And I mean, I would feel like popping bubbles would be more satisfying. There we go. But I don't know. That's just me. Let's see. Let me see who we got in chat so far. Doesn't seem like we have enough people yet in chat to do a room, so I'm gonna go for a little bit longer as far as the game is concerned. So another Battle of Asura, because this is kind of fun. I do like this. But yeah, what are you guys' plans for the weekend? How's your week been? Me, I've just been kind of chilling for the most part. Need to get some. Been trying to rearrange the channel recently. Just trying to figure out how I can get more people to, or how I can get, like, what do you call this? More hits on my videos and stuff. So apparently there's this thing where I have to probably unlist my streams as soon as they're done, which it seems, which like for bigger streamers, it doesn't seem to be like an issue for them. But I guess I'm not at that point yet to where I can take advantage of that. So for now, I've actually unlisted my streams, but you can still watch them. I made a playlist of them if you want to go through them. But I think I'll be doing more like short videos and stuff on this channel so that people are able to digest those a little bit more. And yeah, we'll see where that goes. Plans are to vibe at Grandpa's. Nice, very nice. As far as my weekend plans, so there's going to be a game development session tomorrow. I think this will be so it wouldn't be the first time I've done game development on stream, but it will be the first time I'll be kind of teaching it in kind of a class format. So, let's see. Basically, the goal with it is, if you have no idea where to start with game development and want to do that in any setting, the game development class tomorrow is probably not a bad place to start. Alright, thanks for dropping by, Tag Man. Nice talking to you too. We don't need this one anymore. But yeah, so game development tomorrow. More details as that gets nearer, because I don't want to have that conversation right now, though it would be interesting to have that conversation if we had more people ask about it. Okay, I am giving myself away with all these mod tiles that I'm tossing out. Someone's gonna go after me for that. But I can't help it, I don't want them. Definitely don't want them. Ooh, okay. Well, they don't have a pawn. They have probably a 2-3-4 or 1-2-3. Okay, this is not gonna be easy. Can I go for a Toy Toy? 7 pairs. No, is Toy Toy 7 pairs? Ooh. Okay, my hand is getting nowhere fast. So the only thing I can do is play defensively. And playing defensively is not going to be easy with just 2 people. Okay. Where go? Yeah, this ain't gonna be easy at all. Why is the music so intense right now? You know, I don't care if I go into a note 10. As long as I don't... as long as I don't, lose against this guy. No Yaku. There will be no Yaku. The only thing I can do is make this guy sweat at this point. I will at least be in Tenpai. I was wondering how you deal with discards once it gets really full. Oh, we were kind of sort of looking, going for the same thing. Kind of sort of. Wait, so okay, so how does this work as far as Note 10 goes? How does it work with Note 10? Oh, I don't get anything at all. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, well, you recommend me to get rid of those. I will not actually get rid of those. I will, however, try to get rid of these. Ah, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. It's gonna be a... I'm probably setting myself up for... I'm probably setting myself up for disaster here, but let's see how this goes. Man, I got like so many videos to edit and make in the next week. Don't worry, I'm more scared than you are. She's a ghost now. Anxious. I'm very anxious indeed. Con. Do I want to? Yeah. Let's con it. Ah, that paid off. That paid off big time. Pawn. My hand looks very dangerous right now. Oh my gosh. How much hurt can I put here? I wonder how much hurt I can put here. This looks dangerous. I wonder if they have any inkling what I got over here. Probably not. I wouldn't know. 3, 5. Come on, I just need another. Either the 5 or the North Tau. So North Tau seems to be. Okay, North is out. Gotta say, this this green tea with honey that I'm drinking right now, quite refreshing. It's supposed to be cold, I think, though it was in the non-refrigerated section when I got it originally. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. How about toss some tiles this way? Someone's probably has my 3s. Yeah, this is... Oh, I'm in 4-10 if I do that. This is not Arizona green tea. This is from the Asian market. I know that much. I'm trying to see where it's from. I want to say Taiwan. Taiwanese green tea with honey. What kind of green tea? It does not seem to say specifically. Product is called Chin Chin. If you know Japanese, Chin Chin is slang for a certain thing. But that's what this says. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it as long as just give me my tiles. Just give me tiles. That was painful. I took 13,000 for that mistake. There's no good way to do this. That's probably a run, right? Nope. Nope. You know what? I might as well. This round has been a disappointment. Big disappointment. Very big disappointment. That is painful. My weights were not good at all. I actually never tried Arizona green tea before, but if I know Arizona green tea, it's like super sweet. And I'm not really much for sweet teas, but I'll try like a little honey. Sweet teas though, not really my thing. Let's get rid of this. I am taking huge risks with this hand. Whether or not it's worth it, that's a different question. North is not worth it. It's gone. North is gone. Let's get rid of this then. Ponya. Now, can I actually get the rest of this? That's going to be a very tough proposition. Let's get rid of the white dragon, because I think that's going to be... Oh, that's a little cheeky of you prophesying a sumo. Dot to you. If you actually get that sumo, I'm gonna be so mad. It just seems so cocky to say, "Hey, I'm gonna get a sumo on this hand," but it's like, because that's very hard to do, intentionally or unintentionally. Let's get rid of this then. My hand so far though has 0 Yaku in there. Ah, okay, so another green one was hiding over here. That's yeah, I probably wouldn't have gotten that even if I wanted it. This though, you would think someone would drop this by now. No, let's get rid of that. 2 bamboos are out. Ooh, Okay, I'm about to go to 0. I'm about to go under 0. That's no good. Definitely no good. Please keep me alive a little bit longer. Yeah, my chances of staying alive here are very, very low at this point. Because I don't see either of these tiles coming up. Okay! I'll take that. Alive for a little bit longer. It's not... I'll take what I can. Holy crap, they actually got the sumo. I'm actually surprised. Holy... Man, imagine if someone got hit by a rod there. That would have been super painful. Oh wait, someone did get hit by a rod with that one, didn't they? I think that explains why the person to my left, right, is hurting as bad as they are right now. Yeah, I don't think I want any of these actually. They're not helpful at the moment. Khan. You know, and it's actually a proper Khan because that's a tile they need. So they're already dangerous because they already have one Yaku in their hand. I'm gonna skip that for now. You know what? Let's just go for the Ricci, see how much we can get. It's probably going to be no more than 1,000 actually. It's going to be a super cheap hand, but let's see if I can get anyone to play into it. If I really wanted to make this into a better hand, I probably should have gotten rid of the south tiles. At least I have a Tanya plus a Ricci. Though with the tiles that have been coming to me the past few turns, there was really no quick way to do that. Yeah. I wish I can see what everyone else's tiles are after I win, so I can make a play-by-play analysis on this. Not sure how well I would be able to analyze it, but let's analyze it from the discard instead. First things first, what are people going for, what are they not going for? So the person on my right is tossing a lot of pins, the circles out in the discard. The person on my left tossing a lot of bamboo. So you know what they don't want. Now let's look at the person in front of me. They're tossing quite a few Mons. It's a mix of Mons and Entau, so they're probably going for a Tanya, but the Mons in general they don't want. Now I have like maybe a quarter of the Mon tiles, so someone on my left or right wants the Mon. Probably the person on my right has half a hand worth of Mons, and the person across me probably going for the bamboos. But if this person keeps on tossing their the Mons, and this person on the left picks up on that, they could position themselves to receive one of these discards and win off of them. That's really how I would use a discard if I was trying to get a win off this. Though it also depends on the state of your hand currently, so it's like if you don't have anything you can use to catch those Mons, then that just makes your job a lot tougher, right? Hey Doc, welcome to the stream. How's it going? It's been a while. Sorry I haven't been dropping by the channel recently. I've just like passed out at night. So, okay, so what we got? Oh my gosh. It looks impressive, but why is it only worth 8,000? Well, I haven't had much luck in this Asura battle, but it has been interesting. I know Montauk is up for a game. Castlework's been busy. I understand. I know Montauk's been up for a game. How about you, Doc? Do you want to give some Mahjong a try? We can do a 3-player game pretty quick. Or we can try this new mode I was playing. It's okay if you don't know any Mahjong. It's a learning experience, either way. Because the best way to learn the game is to play it. I really just want people. I just want people to play with. That's all it amounts to right now. Taking a quick sip. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've actually had lunch yet, but I don't feel hungry. I really just don't feel hungry. Ah, okay. Well, that's fine. Well, that's good luck on your cleaning then, Doc. I probably should clean myself too. I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to dusting the house. Like, I probably turn on the vacuum cleaner once every 6 to 9 months. Yeah, I'm that bad when it comes to dust. But I do take care of the kitchen at the very least. I wipe those counters down fairly well. It's just the dust on the carpets and on everything else. Probably it's probably not as good as it should be. Yeah, I got nothing to say about that. But anyway, let me just check check chat really quick. I mean, okay. I'm trying to justify myself here. I'm trying to justify myself here. I mean, like, dust comes back fairly quickly in this place. So why should I go through the lengths of vacuuming every week for like 5 to 10 minutes? 5 to 10 minutes. It's probably all it takes to vacuum. I'm just so lazy about it. I don't know why. Dusting does that to me. Dusting does that to me. It's like I'm fine cleaning the counters for an extended period of time, but for some reason dusting, which is supposed to be quicker, is it just does that. I'm gonna talk with the what is that emote? What is that emote? I don't understand that emote. Let's keep the no. I don't really want the. I'm gonna get rid of the honor tiles and send this one. Allergies. I actually don't have allergies. Like dust allergies or pollen allergies, that kind of thing. A Roomba. How effective is it? How effective is it really? Because you still have to clean the Roomba. I mean, you have to like empty the Roomba after each session, I think. And that's its own pain. Though if I just wanted to like make sure everything was like hypoallergenic or something like that, I could probably do that. Though the futon might get in the way in the cleaning, because there's just like one section of my room. I'm not. I'll probably try to draw it when I have time. But there's just like one section of my room that's kind of blocked off by my futon, and there's no way around it except to go over the futon. I don't roll my futon up because it's huge and heavy. It's not like a Japanese futon, it's actually just like mattress. I call it a futon because it acts like a futon. But the mattress is on the ground, right on the foot of my bed. I have a bed and a futon, yes. and the Roomba will have no way to get around there. They can probably vacuum the kitchen and the living room, but as soon as they get to my room, it's just like near impossible to do anything. Let's get rid of this one. I only have, it's a hell weight. It's a hell weight. So hell weight is like a 1 tile weight, usually in between like a sequence. So in this case, we have a 4 and 6 pin. Hell weight would be the 5 pin here. There's 1 5 pin discarded, but it doesn't rule out that someone else has 2 5 pins in their hand somewhere. Dogs shed like a MF. Yes, they do. From what I understand about dogs. I don't have a pet because, I mean, I would like to have a pet, but I feel like pets in an apartment, especially if I'm going to be out for work and stuff, I don't feel like it's the best environment for that. Ah, are you serious? I'm still waiting for my 5. There's 1 5 here. Oh well, I locked myself into this hand. But yeah, I would like a pet. If I get a pet, it will be a bunny. Though I know how stinky bunnies could be. Great Danes are good apartment dogs. The thing about Great Danes though is, it's in the name, right? Great Danes. They're huge. I want something small and cuddly. That's my preference. Finally, thank you. Good hand, 12,000. Very nice. And bunnies seem to fit the bill. Cats are really temperamental depending on what cat it is. And I don't like the idea of being another cat owner in the world. For some reason, being another cat owner just rubs me the wrong way for some reason. Nothing wrong about being one. It's just, it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why. That is a nice swimsuit. That's a very nice swimsuit. Gosh darn it. Maybe once I get my next paycheck, I'm gonna like roll for a character, but maybe I'll roll for a waifu or something. 500? How do you get just 500? Usually the minimum is like 1,000 or something. I don't understand. Let's get rid of. Yeah, we probably don't want that one. We'll get rid of the 1 also. I'm gonna keep the 8. The dragon I probably can't use. I don't know. Cats are fine, but until you actually get to know a cat, it's a little bit difficult dealing with them, I feel like. And you know, and each cat is different. I don't think there's like a particular race, not race, a breed of cat that's more amicable than another. Unlike dogs, which somehow there's a science behind that where certain breeds of dogs are more amicable than other breeds of dogs, and you can actually pin down personalities that way. But with cats, they're pretty much like people. Just because a cat is a tabby doesn't mean it's gonna act like the other tabby, you know. That's what I feel like anyway. But then again, I haven't really looked into cats that much, so I can't say that for sure. I'm gonna not con that one. I don't want to open up my hand just yet. Let's get rid of the south. Actually, let's get rid of the 8. I'll keep the south for now, just in case I get 1 or 2 more. There is 1 south in the discard over here. But I'm trying to at least get a seat wind with this. Or not a seat wind. Let's not do a Ricci yet. I don't think I want to do a Ricci yet. Let's go and get rid of that first though. Oh, what? That was auto discarded. Okay. Why was that auto discarded? Did I actually run out? Oh, I ran out of time so badly. Okay, well, not much time left for decisions then. I thought I had more time than that. Wait, is the timer not like 20 seconds on this thing? Probably isn't actually. Well, either way, it doesn't look like I would have gotten a... Oh, I would have gotten the 5-pin, but not the 2-pin. Let's get rid of this then. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna have to position myself better now. It's a little difficult what this person's going for, but they're probably going for a Tanyao. But Tanyao of what? That is a huge question. I am discarding Mon tiles like crazy, but Mon tiles are being discarded fairly equally with everyone else, so it's a little difficult to figure out what's going on there. 5 seconds and it's gone. I don't have much time to. Okay, no Yaku, but at least I'm in... No Yaku, but at least I am in, Tenpai. Skip that. If I can get at least in Tenpai and not deal into anyone else, I think I'll call this a win for myself for this round. That's going to be a little difficult in this mode. Nope. Don't want to toss a red dragon this late into the game, especially when there's no red dragon apparently in the discard. That's just asking for huge, huge trouble. Okay, let's get rid of the 4, and we're gonna get rid of the 9 next turn. Because there's already 2 in the discard, there's no sense of keeping that. Oh, I could have pawned that one. But why? Why would I? There's no reason to keep it. Okay, so I have a tune here. No Yaku for the 2, but Yaku for the tune if I get it. So either someone has 2 tunes. Yeah, someone probably has a tunes there. And there's no way I was gonna give that up. Yeah. Recommendations seem to be on point for now. Recommendations seem to be on point. Ooh, giving me the red. Oh, I think it's like 15 seconds. 13 or 15, 13 seconds apparently. Why is it 13 seconds? That's a little bit odd. Let's see, let's get rid of this. Two, 3, 3, 4, 5. Don't. Gosh. Let's get rid of the 6. Green dragon is out. Someone already has a pawn of that. Wish I could have used it, but oh well. The red dragon is a little bit iffy at the moment. I don't see any. Okay, I was wondering about that east tile. There's the east tile. East tile is gone. Guess no one wants it. Which is fine by me. Though I have 2 east tiles. If someone has a third one, I could have used it. Oh well, it do be like that. Hmm. 9 bamboo is out also. The 2-pin is looking a little spicy right now. Okay. Red dragon is also out. The white still has not shown itself for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. So reds were out. It doesn't seem like this person wants pins too much, and they got rid of the 2 pins, so that's safe. But the mons are not coming out. So either these two over here have all the mons, or this person's going for mons also, and I'm not gonna give them any leeway on that one. Nope. Nope. No, you either give me the tile I want, or but you better not win off that. Yep, I knew it. They were going after mons also. But there has got to be other 6 mons there. Look, either we do this as a tiebreaker, or okay, so this other person had a 6. Where was the 4th 6? Well, whatever. As long as I didn't have to pay big for that one, I'd totally fine. Totally fine with it. Alright. Let's get rid of the 1. 9. I'm gonna hold on to this. So which else do I not really care for? Let's get rid of the 7. I feel like I can work more with a 3 than I can work with a 7. And of course no one wants north, but I'm gonna keep mine just in case. Because it is my seat, and there is a chance I could get a... Nope, it's gone. It's gone now. Dragons are out this early too. Well, the more we agree to that, then the more the hands are going to take shape quicker. The quicker the hands are going to take shape, that's it. Utter concentration here. But, you know what, we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna see if we can form something with the Monzo on this side. And see if we can complete the pins here. It's gonna be a Tanyao. I don't see any other way to do this except a Tanyao. It's gonna be a very cheap Tanyao, but what are you gonna do? Not much. Green. Really, the second green? No. You can have that though. Ooh, pain, much pain. Yeah, I think my hand's kind of stuck right now. Oh, are you serious? Oh, well, it's only 1,000, but it's still bad. So it's just the person in front of me and me left. It's gonna be very tough. I guess I'll get rid of the 7. So they seem to be... Okay. I'm not sure what they're playing at right now, but it's not... I don't know if they want mon tiles or they want bamboos. But whatever it is, I think this is going to end in a stalemate. Let's get rid of 3. Probably don't want that. Let's get rid of that. That's right. We're gonna stop you right there. Holy. I am so glad I don't get hit by that one. All simples, 1000. Same for me. Except I think I have a few door in there. So. Mon looks pretty good right now. I'm gonna get rid of these though. As well as... Oh, we're in south now. Okay, let's get rid of the east. No use keeping the east around. Except someone gives me their east. There's still no use keeping it unless I want the Dora for some reason. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of all the doors here. Oof, I hope my hand's not too obvious, but we got the 3s here, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9. If I can get a 3, 8, or 9, then we can probably get rid of the 1. It would be worth more if I can get a straight here, but that's... I'm just kind of seeing if I can edge out a little bit. Like, edge a little bit to 3000 somehow. Okay, we're now in position to win, and I will auto call the win if it actually happens. Otherwise, I am not opposed to. I wouldn't have been opposed to try to dismantle the straight I had, the 5, 6, 7 straight, to get a toy instead. Let me make sure I'm actually saying that term right. I keep getting mixed up on what a toy is. So toy and Mahjong. All triplets, yeah, it would be a toy. 7 pairs, I think, is 7 pairs Mahjong. What is this one called? Chitoitsu. Chitoitsu is 7 pairs. Why is it called a Chitoitsu? Chi is 7. Toitsu is a pair. I don't think I'm used to hearing I don't think I'm quite used to hearing 7 as a chi. Alright, I need my windows back up. There we go. Oh well, that... First win for today, as far as the games are concerned. Nyangan. No Uradora for you. No Uradora for me. But my honor has been restored just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, let me just check chat to see if we have people to play with. Doesn't seem like it just yet. So anyone who's been wanting to play, I'm sorry. We just don't have people just yet. Would love to play though. Would love to play. I'll probably go for like one more round before we stop for today. Because, I mean, I can go Mahjong for a while, but it's like... if I'm not playing with friends and stuff, it feels more of a grind than usual, you know? I'll probably just go for one more round. Or maybe up to 2 hours worth. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's kind of getting to that point of the day where like dinner is sounding good right now. If you guys haven't had dinner yet, or if you had dinner so far, what's good for you? What's for dinner? I've been having this tamarind soup for the past week now, and I'm down to my last serving of that. Tamarind soup with rice. So tamarind soup, otherwise known as sinigang, is actually one of those dishes that's really, really easy to make. A lot of Filipino dishes are pretty easy to make. And you don't really need tamarind per se, though. If you can get tamarind, or I think taro as your souring agent. Is a sour soup, by the way. It's a sour soup. And you need some kind of souring agent. I want to say taro has a little bit of sourness once you cook it down, but I've never actually used it, so I can't say if that's true or not. But tamarind is the typical souring agent. You can either get it as a pulp or a, what do you call this? A powder. There's actually a tamarind mix, which is what I use typically. But if you wanted to taste like a bit better, then definitely pulp. Make a broth first with veggies, tamarind, tomatoes. Use that for a broth, and then cook your meat separately in a separate pot. Have that as a separate broth, and then mix in the desired amount of tamarind broth. That seems to work fairly well. I think that's the traditional recipe. But I just use a quick recipe with a powder because I'm quite lazy about that one. I should try the traditional recipe at some point, just because I don't remember actually having it that way. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of the 6 here. But I do need to work on probably getting rid of these 9s. Yeah, let's start getting rid of these 9s. We're gonna go for a Tanyao. I don't have enough tiles to go for a Toi Toi. So we got... Ooh. Okay, that wasn't me. That wasn't me at least. Tamarind soup though, with rice. Anything Asian, always put rice with it. Alright, thanks for dropping by, Mahatak. We'll try to get a game going next time. This is gonna be a little bit difficult. Because I think... Ah, crap. Because I think either the person on my left or in front of me has the tiles I want. Oh. People have run twice off of me. That's not good. Yep, that's what I thought. Ah, my butt! That is one dangerous kid, as far as the tiles are concerned. Alright, let's get rid of these. Probably should have gotten rid of the 9 pin over here. But these other ones are less likely to be used. The east tile, though, probably would have been a nice one to keep because we are still on the east round. Actually, why did I get rid of the east tile? There's no takebacks on that, though. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. It seems like we didn't get another east tile in our hand, so not a bad trade. Oh, someone is very, very confident over there. Someone's very confident on our right. Very little confidence over here on the left side. Well, at least on my side, anyway. Okay. Lower priority is this 2. Though, if I see a east tile being tossed out, I'm going to toss the east also. Or toss the 9 out. Because that's going to get more in the way. And then we toss the east out. I wasn't expecting getting this set of 5s. But I shall take it. At least we have a 2-sided weight, though none of the tiles we need have come out, except now. Okay, so double Richi. Not double Richi, this is Ipatsu. Tanyao, Ipatsu, Richi. So that should be 3 Yaku, plus we have 2 Dora. Though we don't know if we got an Uradora from that, because the game has not ended yet, but we did take our initial payment. If we do get an Uradora, then they're gonna have to pay even more. I hope someone does con more, though. That way we can get a few more Uradora here. Holy crap! What the heck? 24? Oh my gosh, that person's dead. They're gonna die soon. Hey, Majima, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Good evening. We're just doing a new mode of Mahjong today. I've been trying to see if there were enough people in chat to make a room so that we can play together. Hasn't been enough people that have said they wanted to play, and not enough people have dropped by to make a room, so we're in that situation right now. So I've been just doing this new mode, getting used to it, and trying to see how everyone is playing this new mode, because it is interesting how it's done. Alright, so where is that guy who did a 24? Okay, I didn't actually see what hand they had. Oh, was I really that low? I thought I have cleared at least 30,000. Oh well. That game was a little short, but I do want to review the round really quick in that last round. So, Battle of Asura, let's check this out. So I want to... So it was East 2. I want to see what this person in front of me was doing. How did they actually... What was their actual hand? Pinfu. Wait. What was the hand? What was the hand? What was that actual hand? So there was this in the wall. It's a little difficult to see this person's hand. Yeah, it's a little difficult to see this person's hand, but it looks like... So Pinfu, they have 2 consecutive sequences, 1, 2, 3 of the bamboos. What else do they have? Full flush, I think. It's all at one suit. How did it end up being 24,000? I need to see that total again. I need to see that total again because that's a little bit confusing how that worked out. It's like, I wish I could freeze this frame. Pinned food, pure double sequences, full flush, which is 6. Baimon 24? Really? Because I could have sworn a Baimon was not worth 24, but somehow it was in this case. It might have been the other Dora in their hand that boosted it up, but the only Dora they had was the 5 pin, so how did that make any sense? I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look at that again later. I'm gonna do one more round. Well, one more game. And then we'll see if we have anyone that we can raid. As far as YouTube is concerned, I think there's this thing in YouTube where we can actually raid people by posting a link in chat. I don't have anyone in my subs right now that's raidable. So we may do a Twitch raid instead, if there is someone that we can raid. The one friend I was going to raid though does not seem to be live right now. So is there anyone else? Oh, there is someone else. Let's just hope they're still live afterwards. But yeah. Okay. Lots of Chinese and Japanese names here. This server is shared between all the other servers, I think. So that's why we're seeing many different names here. Especially, I think this game is pretty popular in Taiwan also. Don't need the 2. But yeah. What are we gonna get? Wait. Okay, so south, we don't need south. We're not south wind, we are west. But we're keeping the north for now. Just because we want to try to see if we can get a Toy going. Or maybe get a Ricci to at least make this hand somewhat valid, but it's a bit of a mess. It is a bit of a mess. I'm gonna go and get rid of the red dragon right now, the Chun. Because I don't think that's gonna come up. Bamboo seem to not be very popular. Discard the 6, I got a 6 back. So we got 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 9 I'm probably gonna get rid of unless I can get an 8. Now what I could probably do here is like all terminals, all honors. That's a little tough though. It's not a hand I like going for just because the difficulty of it. Well, it's not going to be all terminals, all honors, but each set is going to have a terminal or an honor. These guys probably know I don't want pins. So they're probably going to position themselves to receive that. I really want to hold on to this green dragon, but it's definitely not happening anytime soon, so that's out. Let's get rid of the 4. I wanted to gamble a bit and see if I could get a 3 or 6 bamboo to use this Dora. Probably not the best decision right now. It seems like bamboos are a little bit unpopular. At least with the people to my left and right. And I guess in front of me also. Okay, let's get rid of the 7. I don't think that's going to be used unless someone has a 5 and 6 pin. Okay, enough with the pins because people want that and I don't want to give it to them. So, okay, someone's going to want this. Really? Normally I wouldn't discard the a dragon this late into the game, but well, someone missed out on a Yaku here, and just glad it's not me. Two, 3, 5. A tile got shot to pieces. Man, I wish I had the fancy animations and stuff. Not happening anytime soon. Not unless I roll, which funds could be better used elsewhere. Eesh. I just need something I can like reach you with, or oh, someone disconnected. What is this? Oh, don't show emotes. Well, they're in AI mode now, so this is not gonna go anywhere fast. Well, whatever, we'll take it. Probably shouldn't have done the Ricci. I probably should have just done the... I should probably just kept it in Tenpai without actually calling the Ricci. Now the hand itself wouldn't have any Yaku in there without the Ricci. I should have just looked at how many tiles were left. Oh well. We'll just donate the 1,000 into the pile. We're still even as far as points go, but it would be better if I didn't do that. It'd be better if I didn't do that at all. You discard these honor tiles and they come back to you. I probably should just kept it. It's like every tile that I discarded came back to me. What the heck? Alright, honors here. Not looking too... Okay, maybe we can probably use that somehow. The west really is not looking appetizing right now because we're not the west wind. But south, I have a feeling is not going to come for some reason. It's just like you get this inkling in the first few discards whether something's going to happen or not. It's not always accurate. It's definitely not always accurate, but it's less likely to happen. And this person still hasn't reconnected, so let's get rid of these wind tiles. They're not going to be as useful for us. Looks like 6 bamboo is out. It's kind of like a freebie win. It would be embarrassing if we lost against the AI, but the AI, all it's doing right now is discarding whatever it picks up. It makes it easier on everyone else. I'll just take the Ricci. Ooh, at least that's not me. Please don't win off me. I don't see any pin. I don't see any pins in the discard. it's bad news. But it seems like the person next to me though is going for bamboos instead. So if there's any pins, it's gonna be in the person in front of me. And that's not happening. Oh, there we go. I didn't think it was gonna happen. But there was a tiny little bit of a chance. Now try winning off the AI. That's gonna be very tough. The best you can probably do is get into Tenpai. And wait until either the discards, until the wall is empty. Or just get really lucky. Because it's gonna be fair. Oh, they got it. Yeah, because the AI is just discarding mindlessly. So that's a little difficult to do anything meaningful. 2-6. It's cheap. It is very cheap. Now, if we could do a mercy kill on this AI, that would be probably for the best. I'm gonna get rid of all my terminals here. I'm gonna keep the honor tiles though. Never know when these will come into play. If I kept those terminals, I could probably position myself for a 13 orphans. Unlikely as it may be, 13 orphans is a possibility. Probably a better possibility than expected at this point, actually. I'm kind of wondering if the person in front of us actually DC'd legitly, or rage quit. There are rage quitters in this game, but I don't think they even got hit at all before they DC'd. Thanks for dropping by, Majima. When I was thinking, when I saw the name Majima, I wasn't thinking of Yakuza Majima. I was thinking of Yakuza Majima until I realized it's not the Yakuza Majima. It is the Shield Hero Majima. I didn't realize that was their name. Like whenever I watched Shield Hero back in the day, I did not realize that was their name. I don't think I got very far in that anime actually. A little bit too intense for me. A little bit too intense. Mahjong analysis. Probably one of these days I could like analyze some games. That would probably be somewhat interesting, I think. But I don't feel like I'm at that level to where I can analyze them accurately. Because the thought process is, as far as discards go, very, very widely. You go for a 3-sided weight. It's probably the best thing to do in this case. Kannano desu. Well, if it gives me a chance for Uradora, that is all we can ask for. Though the more size you have a weight on, though, the cheaper the hand tends to be, unless you're going for a flush. Like a straight flush, you definitely have more options there for wins, depending how you want to do it, or can do it. It would be more accurate. 9 gates especially, I think, has the most flexible amount of tiles you can win from, and still do very, very well with. So good luck getting 9 gates. That's... Mahjong gods don't smile on us too often to get those kinds of hands. exhaustive draw, and we have this guy in critical HP right now. What is this hand? Ricci, Under the River, Dora, Dora 2. 6, okay. So this normally would not be that... Wait, I was dealer. How did you get it to be that I do not understand. How was it that expensive? I don't understand. Okay, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna try to go for all honors here, or at least as many honors and terminals as possible, and only discarding them as needed, or as much, or as basically if we can. Ah, is that true? And Ginyu, welcome to the stream. I was trying to get some people to... I was trying to get some people so we can, like, play a game, but not enough people have come through the channel, so it was a little bit difficult. Yeah, I don't know what happened to this person in front of me, but I don't think they got hit enough to consider rage quitting. Now, the person on my right, though, they got hit so hard in the last round. They probably did rage quit. Get banned if throwing a feed or collude the other player. Not get punished for rage quitting. Except at this point, I don't think I can do much with this hand. Just because we have 2 AFKs. And I'm basically playing 2-player Mahjong with the person on my left. I'm just trying to stay afloat at this point. And not being too hopeful with my honor tile strategy that I was trying to do. Would have loved to do it. But it's more effective if we're not playing AI. 100% more effective if we're not playing AI. Like, these two could be holding the other tiles I need, and I would not know. Let's go and try to finish our hand out at least. But anyway, Ginyu, welcome to the stream. How's it going? One Han itself making a Hanuman. Yeah, but it was all the other combinations though that I was kind of confused about. APA UFO, welcome to the stream. Is Mahjong hard to learn? It is a little tricky. Let's see. Yeah, it is a little tricky. I mean, if you download Mahjong Soul, they do have a little tutorial to get you the basics of Mahjong. But as far as learning the game itself, there's really no good way to do it except to throw yourself into a game. It's what do you call this? It's a learning through experience kind of thing. Like, you can only teach someone so much, but I'll try to go over a little bit on how to break down hands. Hanafuda and Mahjong are not similar at all, no. I'm not familiar with Hanafuda, but I'm familiar enough with Hanafuda to tell you it doesn't work like that. Mahjong kind of sort of works more like poker. And me, I'm doing fairly well. It's a little warm here right now. So I'm kind of trying to adjust to the oncoming summer. But yeah, as far as point calculation and stuff like that, some people can do that in their heads, and I don't understand how. But my main takeaway for anyone who's trying to learn Mahjong, trying to play Mahjong, do not play to win. you will burn yourself more often than not trying to do that. Like what I mean by that is, yes, you play to win, but don't play so offensively that you're trying to complete your hand at no matter what cost. You will burn yourself more often than not doing it that way, and it has happened to me quite a few times. Uh, my main advice when playing mahjong is learn defensive mahjong. Know what to discard, and if people start getting scary, like throwing down Richis or have at least one Yaku in their hand where they can just win off of anything, I would start being wary of what they're discarding. Pay attention to discards, and maybe consider tossing tiles you would normally keep, but toss them anyway so that you don't play into a potentially very expensive hand. That's how I play anyway, and that's how I typically run my games whenever I do these. But there's a time and place to be offensive in mahjong. It's just not usually very easy to do. What you can do once you get a little bit higher in skill is figure out what people don't want through their discards, and figuring out a way to build your hand as much as you can around the tiles that people are discarding. Because obviously, if someone is discarding bamboo tiles, they don't want bamboo tiles for the most part. Like 90% of the time, they don't want those bamboo tiles unless they're luring you into a trap, which is by itself also difficult, but it can happen, especially in higher ranks. But you can, if possible, build your hand to include bamboo tiles as a winning factor, and see if you can tease out certain tiles to complete those hands. That's kind of tricky to do, but it's definitely a skill worth learning once you get into it. But anyway, but I'm not going to go through the tutorial, but the tutorial for the game is over here, I think. This thing. So it's this graduation cap icon here. If you want to learn how to play mahjong, this will get you through the basics. It won't tell you everything, and it won't tell you caveats for certain things, but it will at least get you started. And then you go here to ranked. There's only ranked really, and tournament and friendly matches. I would go to ranked because this is where you learn the most. So you go into the room that you're able to and start playing. So there's like options for east and south. Now mahjong typically has two major rounds, east, south, corresponding to wins in the game. And each round has like four, I don't know what you call it, but there's like East 1, East 2, East 3, East 4. It has those sections in the round. So once you get to East 4, it turns into South, and that's a whole nother round you have to go through. Most people like doing East only because it's quick games. 4-player Mahjong is the standard game. This is probably where I would recommend you learn how to start playing. 3-player Mahjong is also very popular because it's very, very quick. And the hands can get pretty crazy, but learning through 3-player Mahjong is a little tricky because there's a few tweaks to the rules. Main one is the north seat is gone, so there's like certain things you can do with the north tile. You can use those as bonuses, or you can use them as part of a hand if you want to. But generally people use them as bonuses for their hands. I'm not quite sure how that point calculation works. I don't think it quite works like a Dora. I think it works a different way. But that 4-player East, definitely go there and learn. You learn through experience. My main advice is after doing the tutorial is try to get down how you form your hands, and be careful and keep in mind the discards. Those are the two main things. And then once you get used to it, you get a little bit better as far as how that goes. Now I will show what the hands will look like. So there's tutorials here, and basically you have your these are the major suits. These are what the suits are. Mon tiles, character tiles, these things with the red characters with red kanji on them and numbers in kanji on top. If you can't read kanji, then you have the option of having these Roman like the standard numbers on top. But this is also a good way to learn your 1 through 9s in kanji, so challenge yourself through that. It's quite interesting. This is an easy way to learn numbers. And then pins, the circles, which is fairly straightforward. You can see how many dots there are, and then that's what number they are. Bamboos, also called so. Also, the number of bamboos in here tell you what value it is. The 8's a little bit weird configuration, but there are 8 bamboos there. And 1, you would think it would get just 1 bamboo, but apparently it's a peacock, or it looks like a peacock anyway, and that's a 1 bamboo. I'm not sure how they decided that, but that's what it is. If you're playing Chinese style mahjong, you'll get these things called flowers. Flowers don't exist in Japanese in Riichi mahjong, which is the Japanese mahjong. It's also I think the international mahjong rules, because it's more from what I've been explained, it's a little more strategic regarding how it's played. But anyway, those are the ones with the numbers, and then you have winds. If you get the same wind, if you collect the same wind as your seat, excuse me. If you get the same wind as your seat, that's a good thing to do because it gives you a point you can win off of, a yaku. Also the round wind. So if it's east round, go for east and your seat, whatever it is. If it's south round, go for south and whatever seat you are. You can only get 3 of a kinds of these. There's no straights or anything like that. So as soon as 2 are out on the discard, get rid of whatever the tile is, unless you can use it as a pair for whatever reason. But generally, if there's 2 of the same wind out in the discards, that wind is typically dead. Same thing for the dragons over here, the red, white, and green. This is not a blank like it would be in poker. It's not a joker, it's not a wild card, it is white. So they behave the same way. There's no straights, only 3 of a kinds. But if you get a 3 of a kind of a dragon, it doesn't matter which one it is, that's an instant yaku in your hand, which you can build off of and win with anything. If your only yaku is a dragon in your hand, that's perfectly fine. That works too, and at least gets you a win if you can. Hands. So it's a little intimidating because of how many tiles there are here, but the main goal is to get 4 sequences or triplets, as mentioned down here. 4 sequences of triplets and 1 pair. That is the basic hand, but also to keep in mind, I'm kind of covering it. Let me move myself because I'm covering it, and flip myself so I'm actually facing over there. All right. All right. So the basic hand is 4 sequences or triplets, mix and match depending. But there's certain patterns that you go for. But anyway, 4 sequences of triplets or 4 sets of sequences or triplets. You can mix and match those, and 1 pair, as well as a yaku. Yaku is like the value of your hand. You must have this before your hand is counted valid. If you don't have this, then you can't win off it, regardless of whether or not you have 4 sequences or triplets. But the tutorial will get you through that. This is the non-guided tutorial. You can look through this also if you want to. The guided tutorial with the graduation cap, that'll explain things a little bit more, and also it quiz you, which is the nice thing. It quizzes you. So Yaku, what is a Yaku? This is the thing that probably confuses the most people. What are Yakus? There are 42 Yakus in total. No worries. As a beginner, you only need to know 3 types. And all simples, Richi, and Yakuhai. Richi is basically, if you have not opened up your hand, then you can call a Richi if you are 1 away from winning. And all simples is basically your entire hand is a sequence, has like sets of the numbered suits 2 through 8, and it doesn't have like 1s or 9s. So 1s and 9s are called terminals. As long as it doesn't have those, you're most likely good to go. But then again, that will be covered in the tutorial. Yakuhai, I'm not quite familiar with that one. At least not that term. But anyway, terminals and honors. So terminals are 1 through 9s. Briefly mentioned that. Honors are all the wind tiles and dragon tiles. Fairly straightforward, I feel like. All simples, anything that is not a terminal and honor. So all simples is 2 through 8. Now, why is it all called all simples? Don't ask me. I have no idea. That's just the terminology. You just kind of roll with it. Tenpai. Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna go briefly through this. I didn't actually plan on doing the tutorial through here, but I'm going briefly through this. You do your self-study, get your experience in yourself. That'll definitely work. The meme pick on the simples in Tan. Which one? Which one? This one? Or this thing? Tanya. Oh, wait. Is it this thing? Or this? Oh, this one. Oh, this the meme pick? Let's talk about all simples. I don't think I've actually seen this one before, but it's interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one before. But get used to the cat girl. She's probably going to be the main character you'll be using for quite a while until you decide to roll for someone. Which, by the way, this is not a gacha game. Let's be clear about that. This is not a gacha game. It is really, all it is a Mahjong game, a Richi Mahjong game, where you can roll for characters that you can play as. That's really all it is. Anything in the gacha is all cosmetic. So have fun with that if you want to try to shoot for someone specific, but it's not gonna give you an advantage one way or another. This is not Saki, where everyone has their special powers. That doesn't work that way. Let's see, beginner class, Richi, so Tenpai. So Tenpai is basically you're just 1 away from winning. That's all a Tenpai is. But you have to have a valid hand to be... Well, you don't need a valid hand to be in Tenpai. There's actually a difference there. So if you're in Tenpai and you have a valid hand, you can go for a Richi depending on whether or not your hand is open or closed. And we'll see if we can go over that. I'm not sure if they'll explain it. But if your hand is closed and you're in Tenpai, 1 away from winning, you can go for a Richi, which basically just means you toss out your 1,000 points into the middle of the table. You have to have at least 1,000 to do it, otherwise you can't do the Richi. And basically say, I am sticking to this hand, and I cannot change it until the end of the game, basically. So be careful with the Richis. They're very tempting, but if you have no other option, Richi is a good way to get a Yaku in your hand. Also, Richi, if done early enough, is a very good way to intimidate everyone else on the table. Because no one can guess what you have in your hand. The earlier you can do a Richi, the better. Now, once you get through the middle half of the game, even if you can do a Richi, it makes it less desirable to do a Richi. My advice when you get to once you get to the half point of the game, and you can do a Riichi, my advice is don't at the start. Now, this will depend on you, depending on how much you want to make people sweat, but Mahjong is also partly a psychological game. So just keep that in mind. Not a gacha game, starring at my one friend spending wow. Well, technically it's not a gacha game. But $400 just to get a specific character. I mean, I feel that. I think most of the people I've introduced Mahjong to, they only rolled enough to get whatever character they got first. It's like they weren't really going for anyone specific, but if you're going for someone specific, yeah, it can get expensive. But look at it this way, though. It's not like you're rolling for... It's not like you're rolling for like a busted character or anything. You're just rolling for someone who you really want. And if the someone you really want is costing you $400 and you're actually going to stick with that person until the end of time, go for it, but also please spend responsibly. But basically, you're just rolling for the avatar you want. It's like, why is it so expensive? You don't even get this currency for free. Well, the reason why is because that's the only way they can pay for the game. It's all cosmetic, so it's all cosmetic. There's no advantage to it whatsoever. So this is how the servers are kept alive, just like any other server. But even more so here because it doesn't give you any advantage. It's just all cosmetic. But the cosmetic stuff's actually pretty fun though. So if you're the type to collect that kind of thing, like you can customize not just your character, but you can also customize the board you're playing, the tiles you're using, your hand, like your actual hand in the game. There's quite a few things you can customize. So, I mean, it's how they keep the servers alive. It costs something, so I think they deserve at least that much. But yeah, anyway, got a little off track there. So Tenpai, one away from winning, kind of went over that already. So Chi, Pon, Kan, very, what do you call this? This is very fundamental. So Chi is a sequence. So the only way, so whenever someone discards a tile, once in a while you'll get a pop-up on your screen that asks if you want to Chi, Pawn, or Con. Chi is a sequence, so like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing. You however cannot do like a 9, 1, 2. It doesn't wrap around like that. It has to be sequential. So 1, 2, 3 for the bottom end, or 7, 8, 9 for the bottom end, for the top end. So you can't do like an 8, 9, 1, 9, 1, 2. You can't do it like that. It has to be in sequence. And you can only, and that really only comes up if the person on your left discards a tile you need for a sequence. So I'm not sure why they did it that way, but those are the rules. So just get used to that. And Pawn is a triplet, so a 3 of a kind. And this is probably one of the calls you'll be using the most, because it's very, if you have a pair and you're missing that third tile to make a set, you can call upon if any other person on the table discards it. Con is 4 of a kind. Now typically this is, so a con is if you have all 4 tiles, you can either draw the 4th tile, or you can get the 4th tile from someone else, and you get an option for a con. You don't get the option if you do that though. Several things will happen. Each time you do a con, there's a possibility for a new bonus tile to be called. We haven't gone over bonus tiles in this discussion yet, but bonus tiles are nice to have as long as you have those tiles and a valid hand. But anyway, cons will bring up a bonus tile. Now the thing about cons is, whenever you see a con, it's kind of what do you call this? It's kind of tempting to call it whenever it happens. But my suggestion is read the situation first before you call the con. If someone is in Ricci, my suggestion is do not call the con, because if you do that, you're giving the person in Ricci an opportunity to get more points. And if they win their hand, it costs either everyone at the table or it could cost one person, either you or someone else, to lose extra points, and you don't want to put yourself in a position where it's you paying the extra points because you called the con because it looks shiny. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. But if you are if no one has called Ricci though, by all means, call a con. It's not a bad thing to do if what do you call it? It's not a bad thing to do if you can. Just be aware if someone's Ricci or not. Now, there is a special condition where if there are more than 4 cons called in a game, I think 4 or 5, I keep forgetting, then the round ends, regardless of whatever happens. Now, really, the only time you want to do that is if you're the 4th or 5th con. Like I said, I keep forgetting which one it is. The only reason you want to end the round is your hand is going nowhere, or you're trying to troll the person who's ahead from winning their hand. That's pretty much the only reason you want to do it, and it's definitely situational, and it has its uses. But that's more of a don't worry about it too much until you actually get there and get the flow of the game more. But those are some caveats I'm throwing out right now. Ricci, we kind of went over Ricci. If you're 1 away from winning and your hand is closed, then you can call Ricci. We kind of went over that a little bit. Furiten, this is the thing that gets people all the time, and it still gets me also. Furiten is a very tough thing to work at. Basically, what this means is you discarded a tile you need to win sometime during the round. Like, what's the best way to explain this? If you somehow find yourself in Furiten, then you can't win off those tiles unless you draw them yourself. That is really the only way to break a Furiten. Well, one of the main ways to break a Furiten. The other way is to, if you can, change the tiles you're waiting for to win on. If you're in Ricci and you're in Furiten, you can't change your hand. So the only way to win in that case would be to draw the tiles. But if there's no tiles left in the game, you're kind of stuck. So be careful about that. Our cat girl here is a little scared of Furiten, so yeah, just be aware of that one. Let's see. Now, how do you actually get into Furiten? I kind of touched on it a little while ago, but basically the way you get into Furiten is you discard a tile you need to win. Now, why would you be discarding a tile you need to win? Well, thing is, you don't really know until like mid-game whether or not it's something you would have used or not. Say you have a sequence of tiles, let's say a 1, 2, 3 okay, I think here's a better example. Let's say you have I'm gonna write this down so it's hopefully a little bit easier to visualize. So let's say you have these tiles, a 1, 3, and 4 is. It doesn't matter which suit this is, but let's say you have this. And for some reason, you discarded the 1, so you're now left with a 3 and 4. And then somehow during as the game progresses, you get yourself into tenpai. However, because you discarded that 1, you can't you put yourself into Furiten for a 1 and 5. Just because you discarded the 1, it locks you out from winning with a 1 or 5 unless you change your weights or you somehow draw that tile for a win yourself. So yeah, this is really the most common way to get yourself into Furiten, especially when you're going for sequences. It catches me off guard quite a bit. There's really no good way to go about it, like to mitigate this. It just kind of sort of happens sometimes. At least I don't have any good ways to mitigate this other than try not to get yourself in this situation. I don't know. That's a bad advice, but I don't know how else to explain not to get into this situation. But yeah, hopefully that visualization is enough for now. It's something you'll just have to learn not to get into. Temporary Furiten, Richi Furiten. I kind of went over this actually with the examples we went into. And it basically, let's start with Richi Furiten because that's easier to understand. It's basically you call Richi and you have and you're in Furiten. So you can't change your hand. The only way to win in this case is to draw the tile that you're in, to draw the winning tile. And that's really the only way to win if you're in Richi Furiten. Temporary Furiten is you haven't called Richi, but you're in Furiten. So the easy way to get out of this, if there's no way to win off the Furiten tiles and drawing it, is to just change your weight. But changing your weight can be complicated sometimes. Easy way of saying this is you cannot win on the tile you had discarded. How to not get into this? Much more difficult. Yes, Ginyu. Very much so. Very much so. Ah, man. Yeah, it's tricky. This is just one of the things you have to be aware of and really, really practice not to get into as much as possible. Sometimes it can't be helped. There's really only very, very few situations you would intentionally get yourself into Furiten, but if you do that and still win anyway, what the heck? Are you like top decking or something? Because that's really the only way you would be confident enough to put yourself into Furiten. Either to change your weight to catch someone else, or you're gonna get the sumo for some reason. I don't know. Like I said, Mahjong is not just a card game. Let's just call it a card game. It's not just a card game. It's also partly psychological once you get into the higher ranks. Which I'm not really going to get into the psychology part of this because that gets into playstyles, and I'm not that deep into explaining how playstyles work. I just know you have your own certain playstyle you like to do, and work with it. Yakuhai, what is Yakuhai? Contains 3 kinds of triplets. Prevalent Wind, Seat Wind, Dragon Tails. Oh, okay. I never actually called it a Yakuhai before. Maybe that's an actual technical term, but I guess that's why it's called. So I did touch on this earlier. Basically, one easy Yaku to do is look at the wind. So this one says East 2, so you want to collect East Wind. If it says like South, you want to collect South over here. Seat Wind, this will be right in front of you. It doesn't really show it very well in here though, but it'll show you what your seat is. NW, so N for north, S for south, W for west, east is E. So if it says S, collect south if you can. These are if you can. If you're in east window and your east seat, this will count for double. But you just need one to call a valid hand. So, but if you get east wind and east seat, hey, go for it. It's more points. Dragon tiles, everyone will be going for this as much as possible. Because there are easy points to do, and really, as long as you have one of these, your hand is fairly good to go. But if you can collect all 3 of these, it's not just worth 3 points. It is worth. It's going to be worth a Yakuman, and a Yakuman is basically like the highest the highest level of hands you can get, which is I think worth 24,000 points, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 24,000 points for Yakuman. So yeah, if you can, you're very, very lucky, and congratulations. Your first Yakuman is always a rush. Always a rush. Class is over. Those are the basics. This is the non-walked through version. Again, the walkthrough version will be over here. And once you get the tutorial down, go get yourself into a game. Or if you want to go get yourself in a game, get the basics down. After you get the basics down, go back over here where the info is and look at all the possible combinations. This looks very intimidating, but let me just break this down for you really, really quickly. There are only really a few special hands you have to like keep in the back of your mind. So a lot of these are actually very pattern based, and there's some hands that are like they can only be closed in this. When I say close, mezenchi is the technical term, but that it just means that closed, your hand is closed. And what it means by when your hand is closed is you haven't called chi, pon, or kan off of anyone on the table. That's how you keep your hand closed. Now, if you get the 4th tile and call a kan yourself, that is considered a closed kan, and that is still valid, as long as you don't call from a tile from anyone else. Then it'll be considered a closed hand. Let's see. But other than what we've covered so far, so all simples get 2 through 8. No terminals or honors. That is fairly easy to do, and the hand that most people will go after. And then once you get used to seeing more patterns, this becomes a little easier. Seat wind, prevalent wind, dragons, we talked about those. Those are the yakuhai that's been mentioned. Pinfu is a little bit special, where your entire hand is just a whole sequence of numbers. Like it's all sequences. There's no triplets in here, and then there's a pair. But the thing about this one is it can only be a closed hand. It can't be opened. You can't call it chi. So this must be closed, and you must have all sequences. So yeah. Let's see. Pure double sequence. What's this one? Okay, so pure double sequence is a little bit interesting. It's still you still have a sequence in your hand, but that same sequence is repeated twice. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but they have to be in the same suit. So you can't mix. You cannot have a 1, 2, 3 in mun and a 1, 2, 3 in pin or bamboo. It won't count it. It has to be in the same suit. And again, generally when you have sequences in your hand, they have to be closed. Generally, the exception would be a tanya, which is all simple. So just keep that in mind. Robbing the kan, this is like a special yaku. Don't worry about this too much, basically, but what it means though is that if someone calls kan, call a ron on another player's kan. So if someone calls kan and you need that tile to win, the tile that someone called a kan on to win, you can call it and you'll win off it. So that's why it's called robbing the kan. Let's see. Furitin rule is added to avoid unfairness to attack a specific player. The idea is basically that if you can sumo, You shall not win points from other people. Okay, that's interesting. I knew there was a reason for that, but I wasn't quite sure. Hey Tank Man, welcome back. Fries and burgers from Burger King, sure. Thank you. Pinfu is a strong Yaku to play with, but certainly not a beginner-friendly one due to absurd condition winning. Winning by not getting additional fu. Okay. Is that the main rule for that one? Yeah, it's kind of what do you call this? It's restrictive, but it's not too bad if you have no other options for sure. Alright, thanks Tank Man. I much appreciated for the burger. We're just kind of going over like Mahjong basics here. So yeah. I might actually clip this part of the conversation and make it its own video so you can quickly review things. I can either make it uncut or maybe cut it a little bit to trim down some of the random discussions we have, but the caveats are definitely something to look out for, so I might have to like keep those in the video. But yeah, let me actually mark down what time this is, because this is going for longer than I expected. Under the sea and under the river. Now these are interesting ones, but not something you have to worry about. Basically, these are the same type of wins, where you win either from the last tile discarded or the last tile drawn. That's what it means by under the river, under the sea. And this is like extreme luck. So don't worry about this whatsoever. This is just extreme luck. Ipatsu. So Ipatsu is a special type of Yaku where if you're Richi and you win before it comes back to your turn, then that's an extra point. It's basically just a bonus point, really. So nothing you can really control. It's just like if you get it, nice. If you don't, that also sucks. Dora and Red 5. These two function the same way. So Red 5, you'll see one of these per numbered suit. This counts as an extra point, but it'll only count as an extra point if you have a Yaku. But they're very nice to collect if you can. Try not to discard this if you can use it. Otherwise, it'll probably hurt you later down the road. And definitely try to be careful about discarding this like mid to late game, because some people might have weights on these numbers, on these tiles, and it can really hurt you if it's gonna increase their hand significantly. So just be careful about that. Dora. So how the Dora works is that you see this indicator, it says 3 bamboo. It's going to be whatever this indicator is plus 1. So in this case, it'll be 4 bamboo. So 3 bamboo. If you have a 4 bamboo in your hand, that is that is a Dora and an extra point in your hand if you have a valid Yaku. Now, how does it work with east, west, south, as well as the dragon tiles? I'm not quite sure the order on the wind tiles. I think it goes, if it's east, then south is the Yaku, the Dora, and if it's south, I think it's west, and if it's west, then it's north, and then if it's north, it goes back to east. I think that's how it works. Same thing for numbered tiles. If it's a 9, then the 1 will be the Dora. The dragon tiles, I don't know the order of those, so just keep an eye on it. It'll be really easy to spot the Dora though in the game, because it'll be shiny. In real life though, tiles don't shine, so definitely have someone you trust tell you which one is actually the Dora at that point. Kita, that is only for 3-player Mahjong. Don't worry about it. We're not going to talk about it. Local Yaku. We're not going to talk about local Yaku because I don't know how these work. Let's see. 2 Han Yaku. So anything above 1 Han, which is the Yaku, becomes very pattern based at this point. And you can look through this all by yourself, but it's mainly just patterns at this point. And don't get too bogged down as far as all the individual tiles that can make up a pattern. Just typically know it usually revolves around one suit, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind. Is it all simple? Is the hand closed? Does each set in the hand contain an terminal tile and or a honor tile? That's what these are. Very specific, but if you know these, you can increase your hand score quite significantly. And these generally are very, very niche. And I mean, if half flush, full flush, those are fairly simple if you can actually get them. And basically, flushes, if you know your poker, it's all the same suit. Same thing in Mahjong. So you collect only mon tiles, you collect only pins, bamboos, that kind of thing. And then or mostly that. And then you have honor tiles. I think honor tiles are fudge factors. 6 Han. There's only one here. It's a full flush. So it's only one suit. No honor tiles. Mangan. So these are all local. Most of these are local Yaku, so I haven't really paid any attention to this. But one special mangan I will mention though, it says mangan at draw. Now this is interesting because I've actually triggered this a few times. I triggered this in live play a few times. But basically what this is if you discard is that your discard only contains terminals or honor tiles. Now some people will catch that and try to steal a terminal or honor tile from you to prevent this win. But if you somehow bring the game, if somehow the round goes to the end and no one has won, and your discard is only honors and terminals, then you get 8,000 points for that. I don't know if the dealer points go into effect with this also, but it is a neat way. It's a neat way to get a whole lot of points for basically doing nothing. But it can be easily disrupted. It's more like a survival win for you more than anything else. Yakuman, memorize your Yakumans. There's a few Yakumans that you have control over. There's a few that you don't have control over. So Tenho and Chiho, blessings of the earth, blessings of the heaven. This is if you win off the first tile. Either you draw it yourself or someone discards the tile you need. It doesn't matter what your hand is. It can be a Tanyao, but if someone discards a tile you need at the very beginning of the game, or you draw it at the very beginning of the game, that is considered a Yakuman because of how rare it is to get that scenario. I briefly mentioned the dragon tiles. Collect all the dragon tiles. That is a Yakuman. One of the easiest Yakuman to get, but also kind of sort of difficult because these are usually spread around. And if people see this in your hand, they will be very, very careful around you and try not to deal into you, as they will probably be defensive almost 100% of the time. Almost 100% of the time. Another sort of easy, sort of difficult Yakuman to get is 4 concealed triplets. This also will work for 4 concealed quads. So if somehow you got 4 concealed quads, I think it'll work the same way. You don't call pawn, you don't call con on anyone, and yet you collect 3 of a kind for everything. That's a Yakuman. It has to be closed though. So yeah, all honors. Very fairly simple Yakuman in theory, a little bit harder to do in practice. Because if people start seeing that you're discarding anything but honor tiles, and there have not been any honor tiles on the discard, so if anyone else, the chances of this coming up becomes higher, and people will probably try to not deal into you doing this. All green. As mentioned, it's all green. Really. It's all green. So it's mainly bamboos with no red tiles. And the green dragon. It can be any combination of these, as long as it's all green. All terminals. As it says, it's all terminals. You can't have honor tiles with this one. So do memorize your one Han hands, also your Yakuman hands. These will be fairly useful. 13 Orphans is a fun one if you can pull it off. It's basically one of every terminal tile and honor tile. So this is a fun one to try to do. It's very difficult to do in practice though. But if you have like maybe 60 to 70% of these tiles at the beginning of the game, I'd say just go for it. Go for it. It's very fun to do if you actually pull it off. 4 little winds, collect wind tiles, and they have to be all triplets. No, not all triplets. I think if it's all triplets, then that actually is a double Yakuman. If you get 3 of them as triplets and 1 as a pair, then that's 4 little winds. And that's a Yakuman. Also kind of sort of hard to do. 4 quads. Okay, yeah, this is the same as the 3 concealed hands that we were talking about over here. Except this is closed on only, and the 4 quads can be opened. I guess that's the main difference. 9 gates is interesting. This can be done with any suit that have numbers. But basically 9 gates is you have a triplet or quad for your terminal tiles, the 1s and the 9, and then as a sequence in the middle. And then your winning tile, I think, let's see, win a hand. Yeah, so your 1 or 9, so your 1 and 9 are triplets or quads, I think. And then the middle is all sequences. You cannot have any triplets in the middle between that 1 and 9. I think this is what 9 gates is. This is closed only. And I'm not sure if... so the winning tile can be any of these depending on what the weight is. But that's very... This is a fun one to memorize and try to go for if you can. Because it's fairly flexible, but it's also kind of difficult to get, you know, the whole flush thing going on. Then local Yakus, we're not going to worry about these. You can look at this in your own time, but I'm not going to deal with them. Let me check Ginyu's message really quick. Speaking of Blessing of Heaven Earth, saw one JP VTuber trying to get them on a stream using 4 computers playing Battle Shura. I guess, okay, it sounds awesome in theory, but was he just trying to see what the odds were for doing that? Because I guess even if you're doing a solo game, 4 players, like doing 4 accounts at one time, just to see what the odds of doing that are. Ah man, what are the actual odds for that in calculation? I would like to know. I would like to know, because yeah, there's so many combinations of tiles you can do. Even if you just go for Tanyao, even if not, no, you're not even going for anything. You're just like basically RNG. Give me a hand that's 1 away from winning at the beginning of the game, and hopefully someone else has what I have, or I draw that. That is like ultimate RNG there. If you actually get a Tenho or a Chiho, probably go for the lottery instead. You might have I'm not sure if that's a better chance than the lottery or not. In a real game, it's 1 to 300,000. Battle Shura makes it easier. Oh man. I think the lottery is a worse chance than that, but you may as well have won the lottery regardless if you got a Chiho or a Tenho. That's my take on that one. Yeah, but local Yakus, I'm not sure when these actually come into play, but I wouldn't worry about these too much, and it's probably Mahjong Soul only rules. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Double Yakuman, very special. I wouldn't memorize these as much, but do recognize them if they come up. Single weight 4 concealed triplets. I don't know this one. Okay, so it's the same as this 4 concealed triplets over here. But here it would be closed and your weight would be any of these triplets. But if for some reason your weight instead was the pair, then it becomes a double Yakuman. I don't think I'm as familiar with this, even though it's essentially the same hand, but the way it's calculated depends on what your weight is. 13 weight, 13 orphans. Okay, so this is the one where you have one of each terminal and each honor, and you can win off any of them. So 13 orphans, as mentioned, is 13 tiles. But you still need a pair to win. So I guess the pair in this case would be any of the other tiles. If you didn't have a 13 weight 13 orphans, it would kind of look something like this over here, if I can get to it. Where is it? So here we have 2 9 pins in this 13 orphans. So your only way to win would be the red dragon in this case. If you didn't have this 9 pin and you had the red dragon instead, then you have 13 weights for the 13 orphans, which in theory would be a whole lot easier to win if you get it to that point. So it being worth double Yakuman is amazing to me. True 9 gates. Let's see. So it's 9 gates, but what's the actual way to get this? Achieve 10 pi with 9 tiles from only 1 to number 3 tiles. Order. Okay, so true 9 gates, you have triplets of 1 and 9. And so you would be winning off either the 1 or 9. Waiting out of 1 out of 9 possible tiles to win. Does that mean you can only win on 1 or 9, or win from any of these? I'm a little confused. But anyway, read up on that one. That's it's basically variations of Yakuman for most part. 4 big wins. You have triplets or quads of the wins. Easy in theory, actually more difficult in practice because these are going to be spread out. You have so much to collect, and it's not likely that you'll get them. Local Yaku, I'm not going to worry about this one. Draw. Okay, so there are certain draw conditions where it will end a game, like regardless of what anyone's hand is. If this happens, then game ends. So if someone discards the same win, if everyone discards the same win tile in the first turn, like here we have north, north, north. If everyone discards a north tile in their first turn, then it basically resets the round, and you shuffle everything and you get a new hand. Why would you want to do this? Couple of reasons. You're not happy with your hand, so you're discarding the fourth same win tile in hopes of getting a better hand next time. That's really the main reason anyone would do it. There's no real way to troll with this discard, just because everyone seems to be in the same position and you're kind of agreeing, okay, my hand's probably not that great, so I'll discard this last one. Now, it might be a troll move for whoever is the first person to discard that tile, because they might actually have a good hand, or the second or third person. But if you're the fourth person, and you're not really happy with your hand, you may as well discard the 4th tile and reshuffle. Hopefully you get something better. 4-con abortion. Okay, so it is after 4 cons, not 5. I kind of touched on this earlier, but basically if there is 4 cons in the game, a draw when 2 or more players call a total of 4 cons. Okay. I thought only 1 player. It doesn't matter how many players did this. I guess it has to be at least 2 players that call a total of 4 cons. If 1 player calls a total of 4 cons, I guess it still counts as okay, according to this rule. So just keep an eye on that. 9 different terminals and honors. So this one, it's not quite as common, but if you have 9 different terminals and honors in your hand, I think you can call for a reshuffle. But at this point, why would you? If you get this, I would just suggest go for the 13 orphans. So this is your decision to either go for the 13 orphans or reshuffle to get something a little bit more manageable. That's wholly up to whoever has that hand, and you will get this option from time to time. But I say just go for the 13 orphans. Why not? There's nothing wrong to. There's no reason not to do that. 4-player Rishi, everyone declares a Rishi. I think that's fairly simple. Probably the reason why this happens is to prevent a stalemate or something, but then again, the tiles are gonna go down to 0. So I don't know. Just keep an eye on this. So that was a bit more of a tutorial than I expected to do for this end part of the stream. But yeah, if you're ever curious about doing Mahjong and want to play Mahjong with a future, do check out the tutorial over here, this graduation cap thing. And then get the what do you call this? Get some games under your belt, learn the basics, and then maybe go back over here, review the hands, and see how to make hands better. So yeah. Thumbnail, yes. So I'm not sure when I actually started doing it, but I've been doing Akagi and Kaiji versions of myself for thumbnails for the Mahjong sessions. So that's why it looks the way it does. And you know what? I'm gonna own it because I like Kaiji, I like Akagi. I've also watched Saki, but come on, I don't think I look cute enough to do Saki style. So, and Saki style looks more like generic Moe style. So there's no reason to do that. Kaiji and Akagi though, very, very distinct. So we do it. So that's why we do it. But yeah, that's all I got for Mahjong today. Okay, before I end actually, do we have enough people in chat to do one game? Because I really want to try to play with you guys, but I need at least 2 people in chat to want to try to do a game. If we don't, then we can end stream here. But if we do, I'll open up at least a 3-player game. We do 1 game, and then we can end stream after that. I'll give you guys a few seconds, a few moments to do that. In the meantime, I'm gonna be eyeing people for raids. Let's see who I can actually raid. Okay, there's a few people I still can see. Alright, Ginyu can do it. Do we have a second? I wanna see if we can get a second. But if we don't get a second, then we'll try next time. Tankman, you wanna try Tankman? You wanna try it? Okay. Let me get alright. So let me get the link first. So we're gonna do a 3-player game. So for this one, let's do a creative room. Actually, do you guys want to do do you guys mind if we have an AI for a 4th player? Because I kind of want to do the Battle of Asura thing also. Do you guys mind if we have an AI for the 4th player? Because I think Battle of Asura is pretty fun. But if you're new to Mahjong, maybe we can just do a 3-player, and it'll be a bit easier to understand. I know Ginyu's not a beginner, but I guess we'll ask Tankman in this case. You're about to disconnect. Okay, let's do Battle of Asura. Let me create the room really quick. So here's the link. If you don't have Mahjong Soul, you can play this through browser. You can play this through browser, just quickly register and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and invite an AI. We're gonna, can I change your AI? Maybe I cannot. So we're gonna do East only. I'm gonna wait for Tankman here. Let's see. Man, that talk lasted a lot longer than I expected. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to dig through later. Okay, let me just get this up here. But yeah. Ooh, who is this? Hold on. Did we get this? Did we get someone else? Well, if there's someone else there, I'm gonna get rid of the AI first. Let's see if we can get one more person. But someone just randomly came in. You know, hey, come on in. Come on in. All right, I'm just waiting on Tankman now, unless this is Tankman. Welcome, Haziel. Welcome. Season 1 Challenger. You know, I haven't actually done the tournaments in the game yet. But yeah, so if you're not okay, so my only request to you guys, if you join the room, is please minimize the stream. You can leave the sound open because, you know, in a real setting you can still hear everyone. But please minimize the stream. No screen peeking. No screen peeking, please. That's my only request. I'm gonna move myself back to my original position, right over here. And I'm just trying to see if I can get a confirmation from our 4th player before we start. But yeah, while we're waiting though, for anyone listening right now, how did you get into Mahjong actually? Because it's not something that people get into just by chance typically. Actually, I don't. Now that I think about it, my first experience with Mahjong, I think, so there's this anime called Akagi, right? But it wasn't an anime before; it was a manga. But I know it through the anime, and I don't know how I ran into that, but I think somehow okay, I think I remember now. So whenever someone asks me how I started with Mahjong, I always tell them about Akagi, but that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true when I think about it. It actually started with a series of Toho doujins, safe for work, by the way. A series of Toho doujins by I forgot who the artist is. But it's a famous series of Toho doujins, like over 10 years ago, where the Mahjong was a huge theme of those series. Now I don't remember what they were wagering for or whatever, but I think instead of Danmaku battles, they were doing Mahjong games instead. And you know, Mahjong is one of those games that is actually gambling, but depending on how you do it. So there are stakes involved. So I think that's what started it. And then then how I went from there was there's this place called tenho.net. It might still be around, but that's where originally the online mahjong scene was, tenho.net. And there were people that I knew that wanted to play and learn mahjong. So tenho.net is this very, very bare bones website where all you can really do is make a lobby and invite people for private rooms, or you can join a big room and get matched against other people. Now that place is Japanese in origin, so typically when you get into those rooms, it's going to be a whole lot of hardcore people in there, and it was very, very tough, and you have no idea what you're doing because there's no tutorials there. It's just a table and tiles and people. If you wanted to learn how to play the game, you either had to look through a sheet or watch Akagi to learn the basics. So that's how we learned Mahjong back in the day. We watched Akagi, or we looked at reference sheets and get our butts kicked every single time. That's how it worked. Tenho is super serious Riichi Mahjong. Yes, it is. And it was. But that's how we learned, and that is how we remembered things. So, that's how it got drilled into us, though. When the friends I was with at the time, that's how it got drilled into us. And we had one person in our group that got really, really good really, really quickly. I was not that person, but I can hold my own for a decent length. But as far as my ranking in Tenho, oh my gosh, I don't think I ever got into the upper divisions. It just did not happen. Did not happen. Let me check up on what you said, Ginyu. You learn Chinese Mahjong first, just like poker in US. People play on TV. Shows in Taiwan, okay. And then you got into Riichi Mahjong through Saki. Hey, that's also legit way, and they do kind of touch on the actual rules for a little bit, but after a certain point in Saki, it's like it turns into Magic Mahjong, and I just can't take it seriously. You just watch Saki eventually for the Yuri and the Magic Mahjong. But if you want like real Mahjong, Akagi is definitely one I would highly recommend. You just have to like be prepared that it's like gritty Yakuza style Mahjong. So there will be cheating. But it's not actually as rampant as you would think. Okay, I think I waited long enough for Tankman. As much as I would like Tankman to hop in here, I don't see him getting in here anytime soon, so we'll just add an AI. So we'll try to catch you the next time we do another Mahjong day. So we'll add the AI and do one game. So please minimize your screens, no stream sniping. And I'll just keep talking as if I'm in the table facing you guys, because that's how it typically works, right? So I'll keep talking, but I won't be saying anything about what in my hand than I would from a actual table perspective. But yeah, sorry Tankman, we'll get you next time. What the crap? Okay. Seriously, no good options here. I am big scared for my hand right now. Oh wow, the AI actually emotes also? Really? I did not know that. Oh sure. Discard my Southwind, guys. Very cool of you. Very cool of you. I remember back in college when I was trying to start a Mahjong club at school, and Mahjong was really not well known at all. The only people I somehow roped into it were my friends, who are all otaku to various degrees. Somehow I roped them into it, and we all watched those same episodes of Kage. We watched, I think, all of it. And we, for the most part, we got the basics down, but there will be only this. There was always be this one friend. There would always be this one friend who would troll us with his weights, and for him to go that far, from the little that we've learned, it's all sorts of amazing. Because at that point, I don't think any of us were any good at Mahjong. I was probably the most experienced out of them at that time because I'm the one who started it. But for them to pick up those tricks in a short amount of time, that's saying something. Oof. Rip Haziel. Ponya. I'm not sure how sneaky this AI is going to be, but it's probably not just going to discard everything it picks up. Oh, it's actually kind of sort of smart. Kind of sort of. So I can't discount the AI either. Oof. Sure you want to do that? Man, I probably should check Tenho again one of these days, but I don't want to get my butt whooped over there too much. It's a scary place. It's a scary place. Sorry, Haziel. Alright, let's see what Haziel's gonna do. Nice. Mangan plus, I think, dealer bonus. So that's why it's 12,000. Ooh, wow, that's actually pretty stacked too. I may not have gotten hit by any of those, but it's still wow. Just wow. Okay, which one should I get rid of in this case? Actually, let's try to go for this. The funny thing about Battle of Asura is you can actually... funny thing about Battle of Asura is you can actually do this in real life also. There were a few... So remember that Toho Mahjong I was talking about? They actually made a video game version of that. At some point, someone decided to make a video game version of that. I wish I remember what the title was, but it was like super limited edition, super limited run because it was a Dojin game, and I think it would be very difficult to find these days, much less remember what the title was. But basically, each Toho character has like a special ability, right? Same thing for the Mahjong game. Each Toho character has like a special skill you can activate as you play the game. Like something about something to the effect of, I think for Reimu, if I remember correctly, if you activate her skill, you cannot, if someone would run off you, it gets nullified. So that kind of thing. But these skills would have cooldowns. I tried implementing that actually in real life. It didn't work too well because the rules, it's like, how do you implement cooldowns? Would there be a cost to these things? So yeah, that was a little bit difficult. But it's fun to think about in theory. At least I think so anyway. But yeah, if anyone knows what the title of that Toho Dojin game was, let me know, because I would like to try to play it at some point. Maybe on stream, maybe not. The only way to get it these days would be to go ahoy with it. There really is no other way. I wish there would be a legit way to do it, but considering the number of copies that may have been produced, I don't think there's any other way to do it. Other than ahoy. Okay, this is a spicy situation right now. Certain tiles on the board I'm not seeing that are worrying to me. I think I have an idea what they might be. But it's still something I don't want to deal with. Question is, should I go defensive at this point or offense? You know what? Let's do it. I knew someone was waiting on that. I thought someone would want the tune also. AI is getting beat, but that's AI. If I lose against the AI, I'm lower than AI at this point. Ah, come on. Just get me in like 10 or something. How many of these are here? Yeah, maybe none, but is that enough to kill? I could have done a Ricci, I just didn't go for it. Haneman, very nice. 6-4, very nice. Under the six. Oh, the crap! I got it on the last tile. Oh my gosh, I cut it close right there. Let's see. Do I go for this? Yeah, I think that's my best option at this point. Sorry, no north tile. I'm glad to see that we got that out of the way so early in the game. Let's see then. Ooh. Yeah. That is big sad right there, Ginyu. Big sad. Now, typically I wouldn't discard like honor tiles so early. Well, dragon tiles anyway, so early into the game. So I'm surprised you did. So I mean, I have a few ideas what you're going for, but I can't quite tell why you decided to discard it so early. Oh my gosh, AI is getting mad. What the heck? AI is getting mad. That's hilarious. Let's see, where are we at? If you wait long enough, something will happen. Ah, crap. Ginyu's too strong. Ginyu's way too strong. Skip on that one. Holy crap, what? Okay. Well, it's gonna get kind of tense here. Holy crap! AI is surviving. What the heck? That is surprising. That is very surprising. Holy crap. AI is actually clippable. What the heck? Aren't you supposed to be easy mode AI? We'll call you Ai-chan from now on. That deserves an actual name. Now, should I not? No, we'll skip it. Zawa Zawa indeed. Very Zawa Zawa. Alright. Two can play this game. Do we want to play the same game? I don't know though. It's getting dicey for the both of us. Let's see how long we can drag this out. Boom! How much is that? Just 2,000? Cheap. It looks like it's cheap hands all on this round. Okay, explain to me how this is only worth 2,000. I feel like there was like 4 Yaku in that hand. How do I only have 2,000? I don't understand. That whole oh my gosh, there's like too much going on here. Sure, let's get rid of this one. Not letting that go. I'm actually surprised that the AI is holding out this much. Gotta give props to Ai-chan. Ooh, I'm liking where this is going. Really, Ai-chan? Really? I feel like that was unnecessary. But you never know what AI is thinking. Ah! Okay, well that's not too big of a deal, but it still kind of hurts. Draw a 2, take a 2. Ai-chan has a very weird playstyle. I can't tell if they're trolling or not. Though it does seem certain patterns are emerging. Yeah, it is a miss, Haziel. It is a miss. Zawa. Indeed. It's gonna be pretty dicey, actually. Oh, nice. Take it. I might not be able to catch up to Ginyu, but if someone could knock Ginyu off by 12,000 points, that'd be nice. Hang in there, Ginyu. Hang in there. It's just fun to see who my closest rival is and have someone else try to knock them off. Doing quite well though, doing quite well here. Let me see what I can glean from the discards since I'm out of the game now. I won't try to reveal what everyone's going for as far as the discards. Or maybe I could as a commentator, but I think that would be unfair to every other player. Really? Everyone was in Tenpai? Interesting. Well, good job, Ginyu, for holding on to your lead. I think that deserves a applause. Congratulations. Haziel got beaten up quite a bit, and the AI, wow, actually held on for dear life. That's kind of amazing. That's actually kind of amazing. So I think we're done for today. Thank you all for joining us, for joining me. I'm glad we could actually at least do one round with viewers. That is amazing. Let's see. I do want to raid someone if you guys don't mind. This is going to be a nice friend of mine. Thank you all for playing. There's going to be a nice friend of mine. There's going to be a raid in Twitch, since I don't know of anyone in YouTube right now that would be raidable. But let me just check to see if their stream is over or not before we do that. So let me go to check to see if they're still up and what their status is. I want to try this raid thing, to be honest. Oh, nope, they're gone. They're gone. Never mind then. No raids today. No raids today. Would be fun to try to do that, but no raids today. Alright, but thank you all for joining me. I'm glad we could get at least one game going. We'll get Tankman next time if he's around. And other people also. We're getting a decent group here. We're getting a decent group here. Thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you guys next time. So as far as Mahjong is concerned, I'm going to try to do this like every other week. It's not going to be every week. So every other week, I'll try to do it the next Friday if you want to join me for that. Tomorrow, I will have a game development stream. Basics, tutorials on game development. I am not let's just get this out right now. I'll mention it again tomorrow. I am not an expert in game development, but I do know a few things to at least steer people the right direction. So we'll go through that. And we'll eventually complete the game, not in one stream though. We'll eventually complete a game with viewers. Say you had input in this, and we're gonna go through the entire process to complete a game. It'll be a small game, but it's still a game. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for joining me, and have a nice rest of your day. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the notification bell on YouTube. If you are on Twitch, please do the same. My main channel is on YouTube, but if you would prefer to stay on Twitch, then you are more than welcome to hit that follow button. But yes, I would appreciate it, regardless of the follow or the YouTube subs. Thank you. So I'll see you guys next time, and have a nice rest of your day. And ending.